Hello students, today I welcome you on behalf of RASA International School. I hope you are safe at home and be blessed. So today we will discuss the topic number system. Under this we will discuss how to represent the real numbers on number line. That means every real number can be represented on a number line, whether it is a rational number or an irrational number. So today what we will discuss the representation of irrational numbers on number line. Example, square root of 3.5, square root of 9.4, square root of 10.5 means as we take the square root of these numbers, we will find they are irrational numbers because 3.5, 9.4 and 10.5 are not the perfect square of any number. So we can start with the first question, that means we have to represent square root of 3.5 on the number line. So here we have some steps how to deal with these number to be represented on number line. So to represent root 3.5 on the number line, what we have to do first, we have to make a line segment AB. Step 1, we have to draw a line segment AB as shown over here. So AB is a line segment of length 3.5 units. Okay, so the step 2, we have to extend the point B. That means we have to produce B till C such that BC is equal to 1 unit. Means we have to draw the line which is produced from point B towards the point C, which is 1 unit away from B. Okay, so this is BC, which is 1 unit. Okay, so here what we have done first, the step number 1, that is draw a line segment 3.5 that we have drawn over here AB, and then we have produced B till C, that BC is equal to 1 unit. So the value which is under the root, that is 3.5. So we have drawn a line segment which is AB of 3.5 unit, and then we have produced B point to C point such that the distance BC is 1 unit. Now till we have reached the step 2, now what we have to do, we take OC, okay, as one line segment, and we have to find the midpoint of AC. We have to take AC as one line segment. We have to take AC as one line segment and we have to find the midpoint of it, as the midpoint will be O. So for finding the midpoint of AC, what we will do, we will draw the perpendicular bisector of AC. Okay, to find the midpoint of AC, what we do, we will draw the perpendicular bisector of AC. So for drawing the perpendicular bisector, what we do, we take more than half, okay, of AC, and we will draw the arc on the upside of AC and on the bottom of AC while taking A as center, and second time by taking C as center, that you have studied in your class 7th and 8th, to draw the perpendicular bisector of a given line. Okay, so there you are able to find the midpoint of AC, that is O. Okay, so O is the midpoint of AC. Now what we have to do, as we find it out the midpoint O, say O, okay, take O as center, and draw the semicircle passing through the point A and C. So this semicircle which is being drawn over here is passing through A as well as C, and we are taking O as center. So taking O as center, we will draw a semicircle which will pass through point A and C, which has been indicated over here with a pink line. Okay, which is indicated over here with a pink line, the semicircle. Okay, now step number 5, draw the line passing through B. Okay, here we have B point. Okay, so we have to draw a line which is passing through B. Okay, so BD is the line which is passing through B. Okay, such that passing through B which is perpendicular to OB, means the line which is passing through B as well as perpendicular to the line segment OB, means we are drawing a perpendicular at point B. B point पे हम एक perpendicular बना रहे हैं. Okay, so which cuts the semicircle at D, which cuts the semicircle at point D. Okay, हम ऐसा एक लाइन बना रहे हैं जो B के पॉइंट से पास होगा और OB पे परपेंडिकुलर होगा, और वो जो परपेंडिकुलर होगा OB पे वो सेमी सर्कल को D पॉइंट पे कट करेगा. ओके, सो नाउ what this BD represent, what this BD represents. Okay, so consider the B as center, B as center and radius as BD, B as center and radius as BD. Take BD as radius and B as center. Draw arc cutting OC at E. Draw arc cutting OC at E. B को सेंटर लेना है, BD को रेडियस लेना है, और ठीक है O को सेंटर लेके B को सेंटर लेना है, BD को रेडियस लेना है और B को सेंटर लेके एक आर्क कट करनी है जो कि OC को कट करेगी कहाँ पर, E पॉइंट पर. So that BD is your root 3.5 units. Okay, that we will see how it will come. Okay, so we will do with the help of Pythagoras theorem, that we will do on the next slide, how this length BD is root over 3.5 units. Okay, so here you have to know that this BD line which has been drawn is your root 3.5, and on the number line we have shown it with the length BE. We have shown this with the length BE. So let us see how this BD is come to be root 3.5. But before that we will understand this once in Hindi also, so that we are able to get it clear. Okay, to represent root 3.5 on a number line, first of all what we have to do, सबसे पहले हम एक लाइन सेगमेंट बनाएंगे AB जिसकी लेंथ कितनी होगी 3.5 यूनिट्स. फिर उस AB लाइन सेगमेंट के B पॉइंट से एक्सटेंड करेंगे, उसको प्रोड्यूस करेंगे एक पॉइंट C तक जिसकी BC यूनिट कितनी होगी, BC लेंथ की यूनिट कितनी होगी 1 यूनिट. ओके, this length segment, line segment BC will be 1 unit. After that taking taking AC as one line segment, we will find the midpoint of AC. AC को पूरी एक लाइन सेगमेंट मान के उसका मिड पॉइंट निकालेंगे जो कि O पॉइंट पे आएगा. मिड पॉइंट कैसे निकालेंगे, बाय ड्राइंग द परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर टू AC, that we have studied in 7th and 8th standard. Okay, now after drawing the perpendicular bisector, taking O as center, जब हमें मिड पॉइंट मिल जाएगा तो O को सेंटर लेना है और OA या OC को रेडियस मानकर, ओके, we will draw a semi circle which will pass through A as well as C point, जो A और C से पास होगा. क्लियर, OA या OC को रेडियस मान के O को सेंटर मान के हमें एक सेमी सर्कल बनाना है जो यहाँ पे एक पिंक लाइन से इंडिकेट करा गया है, दैट पिंक कर्व लाइन. ओके, देन व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू ड्रू द perpendicular to be drawn which is passed through point B, and that perpendicular is on line segment OC. ठीक है, और आप बोल सकते हैं OB, क्योंकि ये पूरी एक लाइन सेगमेंट है OC और उसका एक पार्ट है OB. हमें B पॉइंट पे एक परपेंडिकुलर बनाना है. ओके, and that perpendicular line which has been drawn at point B and perpendicular to OB will cut the circle, that semicircle at D point. वो जो परपेंडिकुलर लाइन आप बी पॉइंट से पास होगी वो सेमी सर्कल को डी पॉइंट पे कट करेगी. देन दैट बी डी इज योर रूट ऑफ 3.5 units. Then you will take B as center and BD as radius, and you will cut the arc on line segment OC at point E. Then your BE is also root 3.5. Now we will see how this BD is equal to root 3.5. So we will see in our next slide. Here you can take the triangle, okay, OBD. Which triangle? As you can see over here, the triangle is OBD. I have took this out of this figure, okay. So this triangle is OBD. Now we will see how this value BD is equal to root 3.5 units come. Okay, so let us see. In triangle, that is right angle triangle, right angle at B. कहाँ पे right angle है वो? B point पे, जिसकी वैल्यू कितनी है? B point पे कितना एंगल है? 90 degree. Okay, so right angle at B. Okay, so in a right angle triangle OBD, right angle at B, you can see that OB is equal to 1.25 units. Now how it will come? So let us see. Here you can find it out that your AB length is 3.5 units, and okay, AB is 3.5 units and BC is 1 unit. So combinedly AC is how many units? 3.5 plus 1, that is 4.5 units. So when you divide 4.5 by 2, when you divide 4.5 by 2, you will find it 2.25. That means OC and OA is 2.25 units, because we have find out B as O as the midpoint of AC. O जो है वो AC का midpoint है, और AC की entire length कितनी है? 3.5 plus 1, that is 4.5. Okay, so AC entire length is entire length is 3.5 plus 1, that is 4 point, okay, 4.5. So when we take half of it, it will be 2.25 units. So that would be OA is equal to OC is equal to OD, because they are radius of the semicircle. Now the question arises, how we can find out the length of OB? How it is 1.25. So OC is 2.25. If we subtract BC from OC, we will get OB. OC में से अगर हम BC को subtract कर देंगे तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगा? OB. Okay, so the OB length will be, how much will be the OB length? 1.25. So by applying the Pythagoras theorem in triangle OBD, okay, by applying the Pythagoras theorem in triangle OBD, that is BD square is equal to OD square minus OB square, or you can say OD square is equal to OB square plus BD square. Okay, so when you shift OB square on the left hand side towards OD square, you will get this equation, that is BD square is equal to OD square minus OB square, that is square of the hypotenuse is equal to the square of the remaining two sides of the right angle triangle. So when you solve this by substituting the value for OD and OB, OD और OB की वैल्यू आप डाल देंगे जब इसमें, so you will get to the value of BD square, okay, and that would be 3.5. That would be 3.5, and when you take BD value, that will be root over 3.5. So here we have proved that BD length is the value which is equal to square root of 3.5. In similar manner, we can do other questions also, like representing root over 9.4 on the number line. So here you can see that the same steps are being carried on, but the value from 3.4, it has been changed to 9.4. So let us see how it's work. So first of all, what we do, we will draw a line segment according to the first step of length 9.4 units, that is AB is equal to 9.4 units. After this, what we will do, second step, we will draw BC with by producing B till point C of 1 unit, of 1 unit. After that, what we will do, we will find the midpoint of line segment AC, say O, and taking O as center in next step, we will draw a semicircle whose radius is equal to OA or OC, and then we will do a line which has been drawn at perpendicular to OB, which is passing through B and cuts the semicircle at point D. Now in the next step, consider B as center and BD as radius. We will cut an arc on line segment OC produced at E. So we will find that BE is also root over 9.4 units. So in the same manner, we have done the representation of a real number which is an irrational number on the number line. Clear? In the same way, we can do the third part, that is representation of root 10.5 on the number line. The steps are same, only the value is differ. That means we can represent in this entirely in the same manner. First we will draw a line segment AB of 10.5 unit. Then we will produce B to point C for 1 unit. Then what we will do? We will find the midpoint of AC. Okay, so in third step we will find the midpoint of AC. Then in the fourth step we will take O as center and draw a semicircle with radius OA or OC. Then we will draw a perpendicular on line segment OB at point B, which cuts the semicircle at D and perpendicular at B. Okay, now BD is your root over 10.5. We will take B as center and BD as radius. B as center and BD as radius. We will cut an arc on OC produced at E. Then this BE is your length on the number line, which is root over 10.5. So in this way we can understand that both rational and irrational numbers can be represented on the number line, and here we have understood how to represent the irrational numbers, which are square roots of particular number, to be represent on the number line. तो आज हमने सीखा कि नंबर लाइन के ऊपर जो स्क्वायर रूट के अंदर नंबर होते हैं उनको कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, जिनको हम इर्रेशनल नंबर कहते हैं, जो कि रियल नंबर है. बोथ रैशनल नंबर्स एंड irrational numbers lie under the topic real numbers. Means real numbers is the sum total of all the numbers which are represented on the number line. Okay, so thank you. Admissions are open in RASA International School. you can contact on the mentioned number on your screen. For admission, you can contact these number for class playgroup to class 9. Thank you. Be safe at home.